We're following breaking news at 6 a.m. here on Fox 61. 2 people have died after a plane crash at LaGuardia Airport. We're going to have a closer look at all the details, what we know so far about what happened there. And we want to let you know the airport is closed right now. Of course, we're going to have updates and more information in just a few moments. But good morning to you. We hope you had a great weekend, and we're glad you're starting off your new week with us here at Fox 61 America Areas.
And I'm Bridget Pigurla. Hope your morning is off to a good start. We have some moderate rain falling just in time for your morning drive, so give yourself plenty of extra time. Let's check in with Rachel Piscatelli to see how long this is lasting. And Rachel, did you say snow is a possibility too?
A little bit of mix. Little accumulation
Yikes.
is expected with it, but yes, there could be a few snowflakes in the air later on this morning and into the afternoon. Again, not anything to be overly concerned about. More so, just grab that rain gear before you head out the door. You'll need it through this morning. This will taper to more in the way of some scattered activity later on. So periods of rain, a few flakes, and a little bit of mix in higher elevations certainly possible as this system pulls away and pulls in a little bit more in the way of some colder air. Out the door this morning, everyone is dealing with rain. More pockets of more steadier rain towards Hartford now along 84, and then also in Fairfield County, as well as extending into parts of New Haven County. Wyndham dealing with a good downpour along Route 6. 395 and Plainfield has a moderate rain shower, or at least moderate rain currently coming down. 35 degrees right now in northwestern Connecticut, 42 in New Haven, 39 in Norwich, and 37 degrees in Willimantic. Higher elevations, that's what we'll watch to see potentially a little bit of mix later on this afternoon. But again, not going to amount to much, maybe a little bit of accumulation on those grassy surfaces, but it shouldn't impact our roadways. In terms of visibility now, down to about 3 miles in Chester. Not a huge concern, but we'll watch it. And precipitation chances go from everyone dealing with rain to some scattered activity towards this afternoon. 35% on the state by noontime, 40% by 2. So for the kids at the bus stop, rain, 38 degrees. Grab that rain gear, you'll need it. For the ride home, 37 degrees, and there could be a rain or snow shower out there. Next couple of days, falling numbers today. Over the course of the overnight, temperatures will drop back into the 20s, mid to upper 40s though in the afternoon. For our Tuesday, we'll have clearing skies leading to a sunny day on Tuesday. A little bit more cloud coverage on Wednesday. We'll talk about where we go from here coming up in just a bit. Here at 6:02 on our roadways, wet across the state, but no incidents to alert you to. We have lots of green. So Waterbury, 84 east and westbound looks okay, as well as in Hartford on 84. Brantford and Milford look good with light volume. Watch out for ponding on the roadways too. That's a concern this morning as we have more steady rain coming down in spots. Bridget.
All right, Rachel, let's get back to that breaking news that in New York City this morning, where 2 people have died after an Air Canada flight collided with a Port Authority vehicle after landing at LaGuardia Airport at around 11:30 last night. We have now learned the pilot and co-pilot on that plane were the ones killed in the crash. The Federal Aviation Administration's National Airspace System website has reported LaGuardia is closed for the time being. This is a busy airport. A lot of people in Connecticut drive to that airport to take flights, so it is closed for the time being, and it is unclear when it will reopen. We'll pass along any updates as soon as we get them.
6:03 right now. Search crews will resume their efforts later this morning to find a missing 20-year-old after a canoeing incident over the weekend. Fox 61's Priscilla Meza is live in East Haddam with the very latest. Priscilla, what time are you being told that the search will resume?
Yeah, good morning, Erica. There's no exact time frame on when it will resume, but crews are expected to come out here at some point this morning. Again, right now it is still very dark. It's kind of raining a little bit, as you can see, but again, authorities are still looking for 20-year-old Dominic Tochi, who was last seen in the water Saturday night. So I'm going to break down everything that we know so far. Officials say Tochi was reported missing around 9:50 Saturday evening during a canoeing incident. Since then, crews from Deep Environmental Conservation Police, along with local and state partners, have been searching for him. Those efforts include boats, dive teams, and aerial surveillance scanning the lake. Neighbors say they actually heard screaming coming from the water when the canoe capsized. And officials credit one bystander who rushed into the lake to try and save 2 men, but only one made it out. That survivor was taken to the hospital and later released. The search picks back up this morning as crews work to bring answers to Tochi's family. And authorities are asking anyone who may have been in the area Saturday night or who may have any information to please come forward. We'll continue to update you throughout the day as new developments come in. For now, live in East Haddam, Priscilla Mesa, Fox 61.
All right, Priscilla, hopefully they find that missing canoer soon. Thank you. 6:05 now. Tonight's Hartford mayor will deliver the State of the City address. It comes after 2 officer-involved shootings, a rise in homicides, and a growing education deficit. Breaking it all down this morning is Fox 61's Kayla Tochi. She has more details on what people in the city are hoping to hear from the mayor. Good morning, Kayla.
Good morning, Bridget. Yes, city leaders are hoping to see more transparency and hear more about long-term solutions from Mayor Arun Al-Rampulam tonight. One of the topics he plans to discuss is education deficiency. Hartford schools are facing a deficit of more than $70 million. The CEO of Angel of Edgewood says many teachers who she knows in the city say they feel constantly overwhelmed.
We have some really, really amazing teachers and educators throughout Hartford Public Schools, and to not support them and give them the tools that they need to move our children and the future of our city it's reckless, it's unfair, and it's time for change. Like, we got to shake some things up.
Another issue on the rise is homicides. In a recent police department report, 3 people were murdered in Hartford so far this year, compared to 2 people this time last year. As for non-fatal shootings, the department says those are up to 140%. And there's been 12 so far this year, compared to just 5 this time in 2025. And some people in the community, like A.J. Johnson, president of the North Hartford Public Safety Coalition, want something to be done about public safety.
And I hope that he addresses that in some kind of way that includes prevention and not just policing. That is a critical thing, that we have some level of prevention in the city and not just offering policing for public safety.
The State of the City address is tonight at 6 p.m. at the Hartford stage. In studio, Kayla Cade, Fox 61.
Kayla, thanks. Well, education is a hot topic all across the nation, and that includes here in Connecticut and, of course, our capital city.
This comes after the Board of Education revealed a more than $70 million deficit, and the mayor's office says closing the gap could require a significant tax increase for the citizens of Hartford. Fox 61's Alicia Hercules breaks down the options.
Mayor Arun Al-Rampulam says Hartford Public Schools' $74.5 million deficit would result in a 26% tax increase for people who live in the city, something he says people can't afford.
We cannot afford to fire more teachers or more paraeducators.
Hartford Mayor Arun Al-Rampulam says the city learned about a month ago of the structural deficit of $64 million. He says it's now grown to a deficit of $74.5 million. To make up for this deficit, the mayor says it would result in a hefty tax hike.
Our residents cannot afford to pay 26% in additional taxes. It would be devastating for so many families.
He says the city has attempted to speak with Hartford Public Schools to address the deficit and structural challenges several times.
That they canceled site visits, they canceled meetings with senior administrators, they refused our data requests because they did not want to work on the structural challenges that exist within our schools.
However, Caitlin Richard, the chief financial officer for Hartford Public Schools, says they've been working alongside the city to address those issues.
I meet directly with the finance team. We spent over 2 hours together last week. I showed them everything in our budget, and they also said, I don't really see anything you can cut.
She says this structural deficit has been going on for a decade.
It's grown every year because those pressures of students leaving the system for that special education, tuition, and transportation continue to grow.
Through the school choice system, which allows students to choose to go to magnet schools or open choice schools, Hartford Public Schools pays about $100 million out of their $450 million budget for special education tuition.
That we are getting bills from other districts for special education services that we had no role in deciding. And we want to make sure those students are served, right? But right now, it's again $100 million coming out of our $450 million budget to cover costs of students who don't attend our schools.
Hyacinth Yenny, a parent and grandparent in the city, says the disagreements between the Board of Education and city officials is disheartening.
It is very concerning.
She fears students and taxpayers alike will suffer if this isn't resolved soon.
Why am I putting more money into something that's not working? Why? That's a big question. And as a taxpayer, I need to know too.
The school district has also seen a steep drop in enrollment. Just last month, the Hartford Public Schools superintendent told Fox 61 that last year alone, they lost more than 1,000 students. The Board of Education recently approved a $500,000 contract with a recruitment firm to attempt to bring some of those students back. In Hartford, Alicia Hercules, Fox 61.
6:10 now. A shooting is under investigation in New Haven after a 16-year-old boy showed up to the hospital with a gunshot wound. A police spokesperson says officers were sent to Yale New Haven Hospital Saturday night right before 11:30. The 16-year-old had walked into the hospital with a wound to his leg that is described as not life-threatening. Authorities ask anyone with information to contact the New Haven Police Department.
And at 6:10, a 19-year-old man is recovering after a shooting in Waterbury. Police say just after 2 a.m. on Friday, the victim showed up at a local hospital with gunshot wounds. Officials say his injuries are not life-threatening, and he is in stable condition now. Police say it appears to be an isolated incident, so no threat to the public. But police are asking anyone with information to please contact Waterbury Police. And police in Hamden are investigating a shooting. It left one person hurt there. Officers say the shooting happened on Friday night at about 7 o'clock on Mix Avenue. They say a 32-year-old man was found in the road with gunshot wounds. He was taken to the hospital. He is now listed in stable condition. Police say the shooting may be connected to a domestic dispute.
6:11 now. A Wallingford man faces multiple charges this morning after a crash on Durham Road. Police say the driver crossed the road and hit a telephone pole. Officers identified the driver as 41-year-old Anthony Dingle. During the police investigation, officers say they found a loaded revolver and say Dingle is not even legally allowed to have a firearm. He was arrested and charged with DUI along with several weapons offenses. Dingle was released on a $25,000 bond. He is due in court later on this month.
6:12, one man is in critical condition after a serious crash happened in Hartford. Police say it happened just after midnight Saturday on Blue Hills Avenue. When officers got there, they found the driver of a Lexus had been thrown from the car. The other driver of a Toyota Camry suffered just minor injuries, but was also taken to the hospital. The crash is under investigation.
6:12, an Ansonia man was arrested last week, months after a reported shoplifting incident. North Haven police say 50-year-old Damon Roberts was one of two people who stole about $1,500 in merchandise from a store before leaving the area. Roberts is charged with fourth-degree larceny.
Still to come here on Fox 61 this morning, mail service by the U.S. Postal Service could be no more by 2027. We'll tell you what the U.S. Postmaster has to say about the reason why.
Plus, it is that time of year again to make sure you are staying bear aware how you can protect